listening. Late nights, early mornings, we stay interested in going to bed or wake up yawning. Go ahead and listen in. Even all day long, they still be watching on their computers and their phones. They stay locked in. It's that Bilingual Podcast where we talking with Big Mo and Platinum Cash.
Wow. We want to thank y'all for listening. What is going on here? Technical difficulties. Big Mo will be in real quick. He's having some issues on his end. Oh, there he is. Little glitch problems going on, but we did get the show started just a tad bit off. Seems like that's the week. All of a sudden, the weekend is the throwback of time, man. I'm telling you, the hour we got to show y'all everything off. The whole earth is off. Anyway, thanks for tuning in tonight to the Bilingual Podcast with your host Big Mo and me, Platinum Cash. We got another great show for y'all tonight on this Sunday before Thanksgiving, November 22nd, here in Portland. Topic of discussion was tryouts. Tryouts. What? It's tryouts. Got the show for y'all for another hour and a half. Thank y'all for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next hour and a half as we talk about whatever we talk about. Big Mo, how was your week? We've been off for 2 weeks, so 2 weeks.
I was about to say, I actually think you should tell the crowd why we had to cancel last week.
Oh, I'm definitely going to tell them why we had to cancel last week.
Well, we'll start with you. Wait, we'll start with you then.
Last week had to be canceled. I had some. Actually, you know what? These types of things actually need to be talked about more often than not. I had some issues going on personally, so I actually needed to have a break. I needed to get away from actually being in this area or in this. So I don't even know what it was. I couldn't even honestly tell you what it was. I just needed to get out of it.
You need to get away from life, right?
So I went over to Tri-Cities to visit some friends over that way.
Right.
And I drank a lot, but while drinking a lot, I actually realized that I was hurting a lot more than I thought I was. And so I had to figure a lot of things out. I had to slow down on some things and realize what's more important.
And it was a tough week for you. Need a mental break. Mental breaks are important to have. I don't think we as guys talk about that enough, right? Because you kind of looked at differently when you start to have those mental breaks. So it's important to have them, bro. So, yeah, sometimes there's just a lot that's on you. You can hear me though, right? Like I want to make sure my mic is on. Watching the game, soaking it in. The mental break was real, but you're here now. That's a good thing. You know, sometimes life takes a toll on us in different ways, bro. If you think about it, it does. But you're here now. And sometimes, you know, you just get far ahead of yourself, right? And we just forget. You know, we don't take that moment back. So it's perfectly okay to have those mental breaks, bro. So just remember that. We're all in this thing together, man.
Man, I'm sorry. This was not.
See, we do have sensitive sides, chat, as you can tell. So Uh-oh, my headphones died. My shit done died on me. Can you guys hear me? Say something if you can. You guys can still hear me, chat. Just thumbs up if you can. All right, we gonna let Platinum take a quick break here. But no, as you guys can tell, like mental health is real. I think it's something that we all need to take time and go through and figure it out as we go. But it's important to kind of express those feelings and things, especially in today's world. Oh, thank you, Jenny. I was wondering because I'm sitting here and my stuff just keeps popping off and on. But yeah, you're right. You don't have to thank anybody for. You don't have to thank anybody for or apologize for needing to take a break. I think we've all been there before, right? So it is what it is. But I think he'll be fine. He'll come back here in a minute. We'll continue the show, but. My week wasn't as difficult. It actually was pretty difficult, but it was just difficult in a different way. And I think that was probably one of the things that you just kind of learn as you go. We had obviously had a week of basketball this week, and that was a long week, I should say, not just a normal week. So we were able to get through it, which is awesome. So a lot of cuts this week. I think we had like 62, 63 kids to try out. And I thought one of the crazy thing about having that many kids is that you would think that we would have 4 teams, but we only had 3. And I think just having those 3 teams was challenging. You know that? Like, I think as a coach, it's one of those things that you don't think about how many kids that you actually have to cut, like even kids that you like, right? Like there were some kids that I had just met over the last couple months, and like you just had to tell them, hey, you didn't make the team. And I thought what was weird about that whole situation was that we had I actually had a mom that come in and just said that we crushed our kids' dreams, and I like that. Right, that was kind of new to me. But yeah, no, it was that type of week for us all. So we're making progress. While Platinum's continue to take his break. Jenny, are you giving him a big hug? Round screen. I didn't think he thought it was going to be as tough for him to talk about it. But it is for us. Yeah, no, I know he'll be back. You need to take a deep breath, come back. We'll just go from there. Pick up like where you left off at. But yeah, no, it was a good week. I think that was one of the things we all kind of talk through sometimes and take deep breaths, and we'll do what we do. Dang, he took the wig off and came back a normal person. Must have been too hot.
Yeah. Let's talk about basketball tryouts. How that's going.
How do you think tryouts went this week?
For it to be a new school for us, um, I thought it went pretty good. Could have been a lot worse. I liked a lot of the leadership that some of the kids offered.
What
um,
was
go ahead.
what was the one thing that you didn't like so much?
I think that a lot of them just assumed that they made teams, and then when they didn't make the team that they assumed they should have made, like you had some people quit when they could have told the story beforehand.
I
And
actually
so
thought
we
that
had, how we had to, you know, you cut people, bring people, that whole ordeal. Like that could have all been warranted and not done and avoided.
I
So
actually thought that was the more interesting part. Right?
yeah, I've never had that happen
If
before.
anything,
Never.
right? Like we did have a couple of kids that made the team, and my assumption is that probably wasn't the team that they chose to want to be on.
Yeah.
But I think some of the results we got from that moment was, I think one of the kids kind of shared like, "Well, coach, I'm gonna go focus on soccer." I didn't realize the schedule was so aggressive, and I'm like thinking in my head, is that really the real reason? But it is what it is. Sometimes, sometimes you just can't control that part of it. But I'm happy with the kids that we do have. I actually thought it was a really good week of practice.
Yeah, practice was a good week.
After we got through the tryouts and stuff like that, I actually think that was a little bit competitive, which is what I like, right? Like I think that's what we need. And then the day I went and watched our youth play in their jamboree, and that was a really good 5-6 hours that I sat up there and watched them. I think it was pretty good.
I am very excited about my JV squad. Let's say super excited because they're young too, so that's even better. I got freshmen and sophomores.
Let me ask you this, so because you usually tell me week one and you ain't say nothing this week. What did you think? Like, what are you hoping to get out of this season? Out of curiosity.
Our record?
No, we ain't talking records.
What are you talking about?
Like, what do you think is gonna transpire this season?
Honestly, I think if these kids that are on this JV squad, the work that they put in, I think they could be just as good as the varsity team. Because I think they have a lot more want and fight. They're not lazy. Let's put it that way. They don't. I mean, you're gonna have a couple players, but I mean, as a collective, as a group, they have less. And like I said, they're they're younger, so they're looking to play where those dudes are. And when they found out there was no open spot, it was like, dang. I said, hey, you never know. You never know. So, you know what I also like about this group of kids is right off the bat, they came up and started talking to me. And actually shared some good stories. It's so crazy because part of my issues and some of the things that I'm dealing with, talking with one of the kids actually made me see some reasons why I needed to be back into coaching and I needed to be here. Because he walked up to me and said, "Hey, coach, I had never had a black coach before, so I'm really looking to learn from you and experience, this journey in coaching." Now that's hard. You know why? I have a son that doesn't even ask that. Right? So it felt a different way, hearing it from him. So I mean, I felt inspired, honestly. And that is the joy that I get out of coaching. I guess that I don't sometimes ever get.
You know what? I think for me, this last week it's been awesome, being very close to home. I want to call that out. I'd be a fool not to say that. because it's been awesome. But today I was in church and one of my St. Helens parents was actually there. And she came and talked to me afterwards, and it was, she was like, Mo, we had 57 people to try out this year. And she was like, that was the seed that you and Marcus planted, right? And I was like, she was like, understand, like none of that happens without you guys. So even though you guys aren't there to actually physically see it, note that there's a lot of amazing things that's going on because of you guys. So I actually thought that was a little bit it was odd seeing them here, right? Because it's a 45-minute drive to get to church, but she kind of talked to me in terms of why she came and stuff like that. And her son wanted to come, right?
Okay.
But he was invited to a different church that he had already committed to, and he was like, "Can you tell Coach Mo hello?" Right? So I thought that was good. To just run into somebody like that. But no, I think this year is gonna be a year of learning. But so far I think the community has embraced us, right? And they've welcomed us with open arms, and I actually think that's been pretty awesome. I had some really good parents in St. Helens, but there wasn't a lot of them, right? Like there was a handful of them out of all of the kids that I actually coached, right? We became conversational and friends with not many of them at all, right? And I think now it's been crazy, like when I hear things like that. But it's just one of the most unexpected things today, and I think when I heard that, it just assured me why we coach. And she even talked about I thought what was funny was how I've left an amazing program behind to start something new. And she was telling her son, she was just like, Isaac, that's what Mo and Marcus does, right? Like they go in, leave positive impacts behind. So I thought that was just crazy, just having that conversation with her today after church. So no, it's awesome to hear those things, because you put a lot of work into it, and sometimes you really don't get thank yous. And I don't coach for thank yous, don't get me wrong. But sometimes it's just great to hear those things from people that you don't talk to all the time. Your players always are thanking you and stuff like that. But when you don't have conversations frequently with a lot of other people, you don't know what they're thinking, right? So it's always good to, now that you've moved on, hear people come back and actually have those conversations with you. So I thought that was great.
Yeah. Let's see here. What do we got in the news?
Can we go sports first today?
You want to go sports first?
Yeah. I'm still mad at women's basketball. I'm 2 weeks in and I'm still pissed at women's basketball, chat. Just FYI. Like it just
are you upset with college football then? Because Notre Dame won 70 to 7.
Here's the thing. I'm not. Right. Chad Ochocinco told Syracuse, hey, if you got a boyfriend on the football team, you need to dump him. Because that was bad.
They put a record up on them.
That's a conference game, right? Like you can't
70 to 7.
They didn't show up, bro. Like I don't know what to say. I can't be mad over the 70 to 7 game. But I can be mad over all of the games that I've witnessed lately in women's basketball. The 70 to 7 game, it should have happened, probably not, right? But Syracuse is also not known for football, but I actually thought that they was turning the curve, right?
I think they got rid of that. I don't know if they still got the same coach, but he had them good record for a couple years back.
I thought he did too, so I thought that was crazy. But yesterday, college football, there wasn't a lot of great games yesterday in college football yesterday, but there were some impactful games. Oregon beat USC. I actually thought that was a quality win for Oregon. and now they close out the season with Washington.
They had 2 games, 2
Yeah.
quality games.
Yeah. Well, the Washington's a pretty quality team.
Yeah,
in
we'll
my
see.
eyes.
Is that Washington?
It's at Washington,
Ooh.
and it's a Saturday game. It's not a Friday night,
This
so
Saturday,
you don't have to worry
One
about
of the
any
Big E's going
upsets.
to that game.
Yeah. So it's a
He probably
Saturday
already
night
got the
game.
tickets.
So, but I do think Washington's a quality team. Ohio State hasn't had a quality game this year.
They play Michigan.
They play Michigan.
They're 0-6 last 6 games.
Well, yeah. Well, Texas was number 1 when Ohio State played them, so I got to give credit there.
So if Ohio State loses this game, is what's his name fired? That would mean he had lost to Michigan 7 straight times. And the main thing you got to do at Ohio State is beat Michigan.
That's one of the things that I'm learning too. I don't know. Like
that's almost you just like what's his name though at Penn State, right?
Yeah, but it was almost. But with him, I think that championship he won last year kind of bought him
another
some
year.
time. I think it bought him some time, right? So I think he can lose to Michigan. They're still in the playoffs, and I don't think he's fired because they was talking about firing him last year. Then he went on and won a championship, and everybody shut up, right? But yeah, no, I don't know. Like I think them in Indiana is more than likely in the Big 12.
Just think of this.
Finals.
Think of this right now. If the Dallas Cowboys could just buy championships, they would win the most championships.
Oh,
right. I'm pretty sure there's other rich dudes, but I mean, just think about it though. So that's basically what the Ohio State is doing. They're just buying a championship. They have the highest payroll, right?
But that's what you're doing in college in general. Yeah, them in Oregon is respectfully 1 and 2 payroll perspective. But that's what you're doing in college football now, right? Like your job is to bring in the best players now and pay them the most money, right? It's not like in the days.
I'm about to go adopt my kids still.
Shoot, man. So just try and get your kid to school and be in the NIL. You're in good shape.
But ain't even graduated college yet. Just got here. Here's that check though.
Yeah. But there wasn't any upsets yesterday. There wasn't any. I mean, I actually thought there wasn't yesterday was kind of what you expect week 12 to look like. Everybody's playing bad teams this late in the season.
Oh yeah, Georgia played Charlotte or something.
Yeah, and I thought it was funny because Lane Kiffin kind of said something about that. And I'm sitting there thinking in my head, talk about a guy that was in the SEC all those years, and now I want to throw shots at the SEC when the SEC is the hardest.
But why do they play them so late? Why don't they play those games early?
I don't know. I don't know the rationale around them. I mean,
because if you actually look at it, it seems like it hurts your schedule. Like, because you're playing this weak team on this week where some other teams are playing big teams.
I actually don't think it does hurt your schedule.
Okay.
Now,
once you mess around and lose to that team in week 12, now what?
You know what? That's on you. That's on you because you just paid them $3 million to come play you. So that's on you if you lose to them. But again, Georgia got they played Charlotte, but then they end the season with Georgia Tech, right? So they had to.
That was a big loss right there. Georgia Tech had a chance to go to the championship game. Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah, typical Georgia Tech, though, bro.
They were down 28-0 before they could score something.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Now, go ahead. You never told your beef with the girls' basketball. What's going on with that?
Man, there was a score last week. I think it was 110 to 13 in college basketball.
Now, for girls' purposes, them girls got putting up some crazy stats too. Like, remember we said that one girl had 20.
They are. Yeah.
What, she had 28 points in 23 minutes?
Yeah, she had
44 points or something like that.
She had 43 points.
Yeah, 43 points in 23 minutes.
Yeah. I did see that.
And then what's the name from Notre Dame had 16 steals? Well, you just throw her the ball. You don't get that many steals in NBA basketball. Like, you can't get that many steals in a fake game.
No, you can't in NBA 2K.
Yeah, like
no, you can't. I don't know what's going on in that sport, but I tell you what, I've been so disappointed. Um, and again, I just think I feel there's usually about 60 quality teams out there, and then
Yeah, but is
everyone
it
else
that much of a
is bad.
disparity between the women's sport and women's basketball that from a
That's why I'm
smaller
confused. Yeah, that's why I'm
like
confused.
it used to be like that in guys, but now it's kind of it's kind of waving out where somebody you could lose any day to any team.
Yeah,
But
but
women's,
that's why I'm confused. I mean, there's no way. I mean, I'm all for you having tune-up games, but let's at least, I mean, let's make it a little competitive, right? Or turn the scoreboard off or something. Like
you
like
can't turn you can't turn the
I,
scoreboard off. It ain't just a practice game.
what benefit? Like understand
Well, here's
what benefit do either teams get
how
from
do you
that?
know though? Here's the problem. Like, how do you know you're playing the game just like Georgia played Charlotte, right?
Hmm.
Right. You pick this just on the schedule. You don't go in there as a player like I don't know how good these girls are or not. You just go out there and play your game. You can't get mad because we whooped up on them a hundred and whatever.
You want to know how you know when they're bad? When you say you're gonna pay them $2.5 million to come watch them, I mean to come play you. Like, let's be real honest with each other right now, right? Like you're gonna tell me that's not bad?
Now what? Okay, they put their third stringers in. They still beating them on it. Then
That
what you
doesn't
do?
matter. Come on, bro. Come on. Hey, at some point, what benefit did you get out of that game? Winning by 92 points. Explain to me any sort of benefit that may come out of that game.
The other team needs to get better.
Is that what you're claiming?
I don't. I mean, that's all they can say. They just went out there and played their game. Once again, you can't get mad at the players. You can only get mad at the school and the coaches. They're the ones that
Yeah. I'm not.
players
mad at
just
the
go play the
players,
game.
but the system is bad, though,
Okay,
bro.
then that's what you're mad at because you can't get
The-
mad at them because they're just gonna go and play. What are you supposed to just sit down and just dribble the ball out and get turnover at the turnover
I mean,
just to keep the score at 60?
but something's not right. I mean, think about this. South Carolina scored 121 points today in women's basketball.
121.
They won
Is this
100.
triple overtime?
Hold on. No, they won 121 to 49.
Okay. They was hitting some threes. Because the other team was still scoring. It wasn't like the other team wasn't scoring.
But are you like?
What was the
how do-
halftime score?
How do you have that many possessions, bro?
Because they're just shooting threes. They're shooting within the. They're playing that. What's his name? Offense. You're shooting within the first 10 seconds.
121 points.
That's NBA scores.
It was 58 to 19 at half. And then they matched it in the second half, scoring 63.
Okay. The second half, it sounds like the other team scored more points in the second half, 40 points.
But I mean, it's
30
just
points.
look at these scores. Number one, UConn women's won 93 to
Hey,
41
don't
against
make
Utah.
don't make fun of my squad.
Like again, they won 93 to 41. North
Hey.
Carolina won 94 to 48. Like
But those
Why
here's
is
the thing, those be like main teams though.
but hear
That
me
could be
out.
like-
Why should I spend money to go and watch these teams
You may
play?
not want to watch that game, but they're playing a regular team. It ain't like they picked a no-name team. They're playing like whoever's in their sometimes in their division. They're just beating them by that much. That's why I'm saying, why is it such a big range in how how good these teams are? Like you can
Something.
always usually call the top 10 of girls basketball teams.
Well, if
They're not gonna make it to the
you know
Final
what,
Four.
but
You
if you know
usually
the
pick
top, but if you know the top 20, how about those top 20 play each other just through before you get in a conference? And then because again, I agree, whatever happens in conference happens in conference. No disagreement there.
They play it too.
But how about Tennessee and Iowa goes and play against each other? Iowa scored 112 today, by the way.
Yeah.
So like are you
Hey, they're
like
shooting. They are shooting. They literally, they shooting a lot of threes.
I've
The
just
shooting
never
percentage is horrible nowadays
I've
because
just
people
never
shoot a
seen
lot of
this.
threes.
I've just never seen like this big of a gap in women's basketball, especially for a sport that we're fighting so hard to to get that opportunity and stuff. And then there's just no competitiveness to the game, right?
I
So
think that's what I think it is. I think there's just not enough women playing the game to make it be more competitive, where that gap can be decreased. For just a lot of different reasons, but a lot of girls stop playing sports from the minute they get to middle school. After getting to middle school through high school, that's where a lot of them stop playing.
but that's
That's where all
my
mine
question.
went.
Like my question is, how do we
One,
make that?
one.
Like, how do we get back to that though? Because right now, I mean, something's just not working no more.
Shoot, I don't know. They've been trying to do it for the last 10 years. I'll be trying to tell them, you get a free scholarship. They just want you to play a sport.
Like,
But
I
ain't
don't
good.
know how to make it.
You ain't got to be that good. You get good enough to get it.
Yeah, I personally don't have the answer to that, but I tell you what, though, they change that though. You have to change that because I mean,
So you just start out,
if
you
you
switch
continue to
up
blow
to make the
teams out,
leagues
you're gonna
different.
lose a
How do you change
market,
that up?
right? Because people pay to go to games. Keep that in mind. And now you're paying to go to a game that's over by the end of the first quarter.
Yeah. Even if my team is the one that was winning, I don't like to go watch the blowout. Like that's not fun. Even if your team is winning, you want to see some competitiveness. You just want to come
Hold
out
up.
dub
My
at the end.
headphones are acting up again. I see your lips talking, but now I'm having headphones issues. Hold on. There we go. Say something.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I don't know what's going on, chat, but I'm having some serious computer issues today. So yeah, I'm still upset women's basketball, but it is what it is. Jump to the NFL before we get in the news, because I think we're gonna be in the news quite a bit tonight. Everything's going on in the news. So let's just jump to the NFL. Look at the scores today. And
Man,
just
my damn Lions hung on by the
we
string.
ain't there yet. We ain't there. Calm down. The Texans. I want to talk about them because Thursday night they beat the Bills, but they're also in a situation where they have an opportunity to win their division, which is actually pretty impressive to hear. That they have that opportunity, given that they're
Who's
6
in
and
the
5.
division?
They're in the same division as the Colts, who I do think
Colts
is
are
going to win.
8-3.
But the Colts are 2-3 in the division.
Oh, ooh. Okay.
You're right. They're 8-3, but they're 2-3 in division.
Okay. Goddamn division.
I want to also just take a moment of silence for my Falcons today. I did
You
not
asked for
watch
Kirk to come back.
much of the game, but I asked for Kirk Cousins and I got Kirk Cousins back. Hey, sweetie, how's it going? I asked for Kirk Cousins back, and I got him, and we won. We snapped the 5-game losing streak, by the way. Last time we won was when I was in Atlanta at the Washington game. Haven't won since. So I was happy to hear, happy to see that. I thought a game that was crazy because I was just watching scores as I was watching middle school basketball today. The Eagles was up 21-0.
Man, I don't know why I don't know what it was going on with them. They were blowing them out. And then couldn't do nothing after that. It just it's all of a sudden it was like they just jinxed the game to make it work right just for the Dallas Cowboys to win it. So Stephen A picked them this week.
What's crazy about that is that the Cowboys are now 3-1-1 in the division, and the Eagles are 4-2. So the Cowboys actually control that division right now.
No way.
Yeah. They're 5-5 overall, 3-1-1.
You just beat Green Bay and us, and then you go and let Dallas beat you. Now we got Green Bay next week, and then we play Dallas, and then we play the Rams. Man, we got to.
Yeah, but that tie is big, man. But that division with the Texans, they also got the Jaguars in that division too. That's also 3-2. That's also ahead of the Colts as well. They won in overtime today. Congratulations to Shador. From what I read, it wasn't a perfect game.
Not by any means.
But he's also the first quarterback to start for the Browns in 17 different starts they've had to win a game.
On his first start, yep.
every Brown the last
Out of all
17
those.
times has lost the game. So he's the first there.
I think
So
he threw for
congrats to
2-something.
him.
He had two
Uh,
touchdowns and an interception.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I actually
Yeah.
thought he played. From what I read, he played well. But
But
I'll
it
check
was
up
the
on it.
Raiders.
He played well enough to fire Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly is out. That's the offensive
Oh,
coordinator
wow.
for the Raiders.
That's who they're
So,
going to get rid of. They got rid of Chip Kelly. They need to get rid of the whole team. Dang. Even though I don't like him, but he wasn't the main reason the offense didn't work. You need an offense to make it work.
So Chip Kelly is out. I just thought I'd share that with you right
He
now.
probably was
while we're
happy. He
still-
was like, I am out of here. I ain't got to last here for the next 6 or 7 weeks. I can actually go on vacation and actually do something with my life.
So Chip is out.
They just say that. I
man.
would have made him stay the whole year and then waited until the year was over and got rid of him.
The Chiefs
Don't send him on
made
vacation early.
the Chiefs. I would have made him stay the whole year too.
Yeah.
Actually, that's
I said,
actually a good point.
You started this ish. You gonna sit through this ish.
I would have
the
made him.
whole year.
Yeah, I would have made him stay to the whole. Yeah, I would have said we don't have a chance in hell anyways. Why fire him now? Right? Like,
Well,
you're
now they
two
might
and
as well just go
whatever.
ahead and try to get the first pick, and then get rid of the first pick so you can pick up some linemen that can block for y'all because I ain't got none.
Yeah,
And then you need some
But that-
receivers. 'cause
but
you ain't
that's
got
what they
nobody to
playing,
catch.
How about the Colts? The Colts was up big today. The Chiefs went on an 11-0 fourth quarter run to force overtime and win by 3. Thoughts on
Hey,
that?
did you know in the career of Patrick Mahomes, he has never lost 3 in a row?
No, I did
He
not
was
know
on the
that.
verge of losing 3 times in a row. You know what the NFL said?
Not on my watch.
We ain't letting that happen. We got to keep that stat going. Because out of nowhere, he had like 36 points at halftime on my fantasy.
Yeah,
He ended it with 116. He went off in that second half,
that's crazy.
and I still lost.
I haven't looked at fantasy today. I just
Because
saw
my
that's
guy
another thing
Williams
I'm
couldn't
looking
catch a damn pass that counted.
Oh man, the Seahawks, bro. The Seahawks are now 8-3, 5-1 in the division. They beat the
Ooh,
Titans
Seahawks
today.
and the Rams.
So right
Oh,
now,
I know y'all
all of
back
the
there.
focus, all of
San
the
Fran.
focus has been on Dylan Gabriel. All of the focus has been on Shador Sanders. But no one is talking about Cam Ward and Tennessee and their 1-10 record. What are your thoughts on that? Is it just they're just ignoring
Well,
the
first
fact
of
that
all,
it's Tennessee, or
I was watching that game and then turned it off. Not turned it off, but stopped watching it. And then all of a sudden they came back and almost beat the Seahawks. I was like, what? Because I had the
Mhm.
Seahawks defense. Knew I wasn't getting no points. But he barely on TV, man. And I can't. I could honestly tell you, I probably watched one game that he's played in. And if he was that good of, if he was that, even if he,
out of the news,
but here's the thing, even if he was that good on a losing team, he would be on TV. Like Shador is
That's
more
true.
popular than he is,
yeah,
and he was a 5th round pick.
yeah.
It's like he came out at the wrong time. Like he should have just waited one more year or something because you came out with the wrong group. Actually, you just
Yeah.
came out with Shador because no one else is getting talked about.
I mean, he is 1-10. I don't know if there's a lot to talk about there. I just find it
Well,
strange.
but
That
they
there's
usually talk
nothing
about number
coming
one.
out of
They
that.
usually talk about the number 1 picks. He don't even
They
get talked
do.
about.
They do. Yeah. Yeah, they do usually talk about number 1 pick, and there's no conversation with him.
None.
But I thought it was crazy to see that he's 1-10, and no one has said nothing good or bad about
Because they
it.
knew they weren't going to be good. But look where that dude left. Dude, they got rid of the guy that was there. He goes over to New England, and now the New England Patriots are 9-2.
Yeah, unbelievable, man. Yeah. So Green Bay won again today. They're now 7-3-1. Played 4-2 at home this season. They beat the Vikings 23 sets. Hats off to them and AJ. Congrats on that one. All right, let's talk about your Lions. I'll give you a minute.
Shout out to Jahmyr Gibbs, who saved us once again. My defense, I don't know what happened. Y'all played. We go play Philadelphia. Y'all hold them to 16 points. Yeah, I turned off too. And then we go and play the Giants. Okay, Jameis, Jameis gonna throw the ball around. He's gonna throw the ball around. But I didn't think Jameis was gonna throw the ball around, catch a touchdown, 2 all in the game. I'm like, what is going on here? Flea flicker off the first one for a touchdown. Oh man, my defense played horrible today. There was over 1,000 yards on both of total offense today in that
I
game.
saw that. I actually want to just say, Jameis Winston may be one of the most underrated quarterbacks there is, but it seems like he always comes off someone bench and does great, right? Ever since the crab leg incident at Florida State, that was a misunderstanding.
Nobody even thinking about it. Why you bring up his old business?
And then he went to Tampa Bay because it's a story, right? Like it's a story, just like an individual I'm going to talk about here in a minute. But I just think it's crazy how he's, how he evolves, and he's actually a funny guy. People would actually sit back and just listen to him. Because we should reach out to him and see if he give us a 5-minute session on our podcast, so that we can blow up. But he's a real funny guy. I actually enjoy listening to him, but also I think it's awesome that what he's done over the last several years has been a backup. Right, he always finds his way in the game as a backup.
Jacoby Brissett's the same way, I think.
Yeah.
You can go to another team and still get in there and play and do starter minutes as a backup role. That makes sense.
Yeah.
They're always ready to start or backup.
You were talking briefly about the Patriots. Patriots beat the Bengals today. The Patriots are officially 10-2 right now. Best record in the NFL right now, which is pretty impressive. Hats off to them. I think the one team that
nobody wants the Patriots back on top already. Good God,
they're there and they move quick too.
Talk about a business that knows how to get the business done right. You were in purgatory for what, 3 years, if that? And used all that money and all those pieces and put all that stuff right together and say, bam, look at this. Now we got a quarterback that is still under rookie contract for another 2 more years.
And you just started over. That was the crazy thing.
That's
you didn't start
crazy.
over. You got brought in a new coach, new system, and then you put in the coaches. But
get off the ground.
But that's just great ownership, man.
What is going on? Like there's some. You would think there's got to be a time where all at one time, all organizations get a turnaround where they get to the point at some time.
Yeah.
They can't always be at the bottom.
Yep. No.
It was almost like how go to the Golden State Warriors were the brown bags and everything. Nobody wanted to go to games, and all of a sudden, boom, turned it over, and they went back. Right. So Steph and them still there, but. Once that's going, is it going to go down or is it going to continue to stay up? How is the management going to move and keep them in the right spots?
It's all based on leadership. It's all based on leadership. Yeah, it's all based on leadership. There's no doubt about it. If you talk about Tennessee or you talk about Cleveland, Tennessee hasn't been good since Vince Young and those guys, and they were okay then. But if you talk about Cleveland and those guys, like I think. It's all about leadership, right? Like, and again, if you don't have the right leadership in place, it's a trickle-down effect. There's no secret there. This next team, Chicago, who I am more impressed with than anything, they're 8-3 right now.
Wow.
And this whole time, all we've been saying is they need a line. They're another team that's just finding a way to win. They remind me so much of the Denver Broncos as well, who are just finding ways to win. It's nothing. They're 4-1 at home. They're 8-3 right now. They're in a really good position right now to get a wild card, if not the division, depending on
they're in top of the division
how
right
it pans out. Yeah, depending on how these last 3 weeks pan
Bears,
out.
Green Bay, me.
Yeah,
we got car ways to the top.
Yeah, and then right now the Buccaneers are getting demolished by the Rams.
Our game's over. It was good. It was over in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, 31-7 in the first half. The Rams are also 10-2 now as well.
With the MVP front runner, Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, no, that's really good. And then obviously you got the Panthers and the Niners tomorrow night. I'm impressed with the Panthers as well. Good. They are. They're still
not a bad game tomorrow night.
They're at the top of the NFC. So
hey, you know what I got going on at that time tomorrow night? I got a teachers conference.
No, you got practice. Oh no, we're in the mornings. Never mind. No, never mind. No, we're in the mornings.
Like, what? You got double practices tomorrow?
You got
I'm pretty sure someone in the chat was like, "What? No, he don't.
You
just told me it was in the morning."
My bad. Oh man, but yeah, no, I do think that's going to be a pretty solid game. Both of those teams are just trying to find their way. So I think that should be a pretty good game tomorrow. Not going to get into a lot of the NCAA scores, but I want to talk a little bit about Lane Kiffin, man. Lane Kiffin has went from being fired at Alabama, going to coach at Florida Atlantic, only to be recruited by USC to be fired on a tarmac. Understand, he was fired on a tarmac. Went to Tennessee, and they wanted to pretty much assassinate him. Can't say the word I want to say, but they wanted to assassinate him after one season. Went to Ole Miss and has turned that program over, and now is one of the prominent coaches that every top job that's currently open is looking for him. And reports right now is that LSU is willing to offer him $90 million. What is your response to that?
Wow. I ain't never known nobody to get fired so many times and still make more money. That makes sense. You done been fired so many times, and now you are at the possibility to make more money than you ever had.
Than any other coach has ever made in college football.
That's insane. That just means, your past ain't your past sometimes. Apparently they don't care.
Talk about inspiration. And
Tell
that
me
guy,
what's going on now. I pay for the
don't
present and the future. I don't care about your past until your past comes catching up to you and it makes us last.
Yeah, he don't worry about anything that has happened in his past. But if you that's a storybook right there. I mean, if you just look at what that guy has came through over the last 10 years and the obstacles he's faced, that is coaching at his finest. I'm really wondering where he's going to go. I'm really curious myself, but it just leads me to.
Is this his contract year?
No, they're going to have to buy him out. But
really?
I think what
I thought I heard he was in his contract year. He just hadn't re-signed yet.
No, they're going to buy him out. I think what's driving me crazy right now at the moment in sports in general, especially in college, I feel that if CollegeNet is now paying out the least, they need to move more towards the NFL model. You cannot talk the coaches into the end of the season. Keep in mind, while all of this stuff is happening, if Lane Kiffin wins on Saturday, they're more than likely are in the playoffs, right? So just keep that in mind, right? So while all of these college coaches, while all of these schools are reaching out, it's obviously all in the news and stuff. Talk about a distraction, to your players and things like that. I actually think that, there should be a rule that you can't talk to those coaches into the end of the year. I think that just should take place. I also think that the transfer portal is what I got to call it now. That should only be allowed in June. I think they need to move away from spring training games. I think they should do some OTAs like the NFL, and they need to structure college football like the NFL now, because it's no longer amateur sports, right? It is pay to play now, right? So I do think
half those kids leave anyway.
Yeah, they need to fix it because that system is broken badly. The fact that this guy's trying to prepare his team for the Egg Bowl that's coming up this week with Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and then a potential chance at the playoffs, right? Like right now, I think they're number 6 or 7 right now, which is a pretty damn good seat for the playoffs.
What are they, 9-1?
Yeah, or no, they lost 2. Okay. And it's like all of that preparation and stuff that he's done. Now all of a sudden, he has to announce that he's probably leaving on Saturday, which is when they're planning to make his announcement.
Wow. He's going to go to LSU.
So if you're leaving, do you continue to coach your team through the playoffs? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like that's the part. That's the hardest part.
Yeah. How do you do that when you're already at LSU Tiger?
You're already gone. You're already checked out, right?
So you go win the championship, and they're like, well, thank you for winning the championship. See you later.
That's something that I struggle with as well. And then one more topic in college before we jump to the news. James Franklin, Penn State previous coach, fired a few weeks ago, took the Virginia Tech job. The job ain't my concern in terms of what he took. Penn State owed James Franklin $48 million. By him taking that job, Penn State now owes him $9 million. What are your thoughts on that?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
They owed him $48 million.
Yep.
He said, you know what? I like this Virginia Tech job. It's worth $35 million or $39 million. No. What was it? He had to sit out a year?
I don't know the terms of his contract. It was just reported that now that he's taking that job, Penn State only has to pay him $9 million.
Oh, I'm sitting out a year. I think he had to sit out a year. There's going to be jobs open up every year. It ain't worth $39 million. You ain't getting that back. Now he's going to go. Unless Virginia Tech said, listen, we got you. We're going to give that extra on the back end. Then that's a different story. But now he could have got that extra on the back end from a whole nother place and still had the 48 in his pocket. Whoever his financial planner is horrible.
That was crazy. I thought that was a shocker to me. And
if he just wanted to donate money, he could have gave some my way. If you just want to waste money, good gosh.
I know millions of people that would love to have part of that $48 million contract.
I bet you everybody said they're like, what are you doing? I can't live without coaching. You can still coach.
And
listen, I'm going to go be coaching at this high school for this year, just to see how it is down here in this level with, help out around the neighborhood community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what's even more crazy, the day he signed, he also signed Arizona State quarterback Sam Levitt, who'll be leaving Arizona State and going to Virginia Tech next year. Right, the season's not even over for Arizona State.
What was crazy was seeing him there, and they still had the coaches coaching, the rest of the coaching staff, and he all up in the. I mean, and they was trying to find play for a job themselves. So now you're gonna come in and do the whole parade and everything. Like, wait till the season's over.
Yeah. So you got that.
Or other else, let me go and have him coach his team now. Then since he getting paid to do it.
Exactly. So that's you're 100% right. So
if you already hired him, then tell him to come on down and coach.
Introduce him as the new coach while they have the interim coach trying to finish up the season. Yeah, that's why I feel the system is broken.
Go ahead and buy me out. Let me take my vacation.
Yeah, that's why I feel it's broken. That's why I feel it's broken. That's exactly why I'm like, man, they got to figure this out, because I don't think any of these transactions should be happening during the season. I actually think it all should be happening at the end of the season. So it's funny that you're saying that. You was talking about LSU, but before I turn it over to you for any news, LSU is also going through some legal suits with their previous coach. So apparently,
they don't want to pay him.
He filed the lawsuit to understand why was he terminated, because they didn't give him a probable cause of termination, and Louisiana is one of those states that you got to give a probable cause. So,
but here's the thing: do you want your job back?
So I don't think it was he wanted his job back. He just wanted to understand the reason around it. So
some dollar signs behind it.
Apparently, Louisiana has officially told him the reason why he's fired because he didn't show up for work now after they dismiss him. So that's going to be an ugly lawsuit. That's going to be an ugly battle.
Why are we wasting money? Why are we? See, this is what I don't understand. People just have so much extra money to waste, and it makes no sense to me. Like, what are you doing?
So now they've
why are we wasting millions over pennies? You're wasting millions over pennies. You know what? You didn't give me a proper reason. They gave you $54 million of reasons, or whatever his total was, reasons why you were let go. And you complaining about that? I will not. Even if they gave me $5,000 on the way, I'd be like, you know what? I am out of here. Thank you. I appreciate y'all for this little separation package.
Yeah, but I thought that was crazy.
See, now he gonna lose. Now he gonna end up like Franklin and only get like $8 million. messing around. That's what's going
you
to
know,
happen.
the news is actually thinking opposite. The news is thinking LSU is officially in trouble now
Oh, so you're gonna
because
get more?
AD dismissed him, and now their reason is for him not showing up to work after the dismissal. So I actually think that's going to be an ugly suit together total.
And then they just come
But
up with the pettiest of stuff.
yeah,
Like, they
yeah,
don't even, uh,
yeah. No, I thought that was crazy. Go ahead. You can start in the news. That's all we got in the sports world right now.
actually, I do
That's
got some more. Did you know that Trevor Ariza was the most traded player in NBA history?
I did not know that.
He was in 11 teams.
That's pretty. I mean,
He's
and
actually
he wasn't a. What's crazy is he wasn't a scrub, right?
no, that's what I
So
mean. The most traded player in NBA history. 11 different trades.
I never understood how a lot of that stuff works because the 14th and 15th guy on the bench that never gets in a game rarely ever gets traded. They just they have a quiet season out of the news. They
It's
just do
usually
everything they need to do.
7th or 10.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If
To
not a
see.
major piece to get some more pieces.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
since you're standing there, it sounds like John Morant's back in the news. Him and Klay Thompson had a couple words said in a in a game. What's your thoughts on Ja? Ja wasn't even playing and was jawing at Klay Thompson. So what's your thoughts on Ja right now? Do you think it's time going to be?
Here's what's going on. I think there's him and what's his name over at in New Orleans.
Zion.
Him and Zion. They just trying to do the most to get out. Trying to do whatever they can to irritate whoever they want to irritate so they can get out of that area or the team that they're on. Their teams aren't going anywhere.
But here's my thing though. Here's my question.
I trade them anyway because they're not going nowhere.
But here's my question to you. Why don't you just come out and say trade me? Like what is wrong with you coming?
Because sometimes
because it sounds like it sounds like everybody that goes public, they get traded.
Because sometimes you don't want to lose the fanfare and the popularity that you have in your community, right? You don't want them all hating you and get mad, so you just do things to irritate certain people that make them be like, "Oh, see, look, they got rid of me. It wasn't me. I love the city." Actually, you didn't love the city. You just want to get out of there.
But you don't think, Platinum? You don't think his behavior is actually showing that he won out?
Well, yeah,
and that's already running the relationships with the fans.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you got to understand too. I don't know what happened. They got rid of their coach. They're on the third coach now in like 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I mean, they don't even know what direction they're going in. So at that point, I go ahead and start over. San Antonio started over. Look where San Antonio about to be at.
But I think that's why you requested. I think that's why it's requested.
Maybe I get out of there. If it's
all right. In the news, what we got?
I'm gonna give you 2 news ones, and I got questions. Yeah, these people be crazy. By the way,
I actually got some crazy ones too, though. But go ahead.
A suicidal. Actually, I'll do a funny one first. I got 2. I don't know how funny it is, but 49-year-old Deborah McGillum left weed gummies out in her classroom, and 2 students at this Indiana's Angolia High School ate them. Now she's facing criminal charges plus DUI because she said while she was explaining her story that she was under the influence when she came to school. First of all, why are you got to be that messed up, A, to be bringing the gummies, and B, to leave them even open out in the school, in the classroom, and be like, oh, okay, cool. And then be like, oh, shoot, I can't go yell at the kids because they ate them. And third of all, what kids just go into a teacher's and, oh, those open things right there, I'm going to eat them. Like, just go eat them. Like, come on, kids. Y'all knew what they were.
I think it's a combination. First and foremost, is Indiana a state that is legal?
I don't know. I think it is.
Because if it's
I
not
know Wisconsin's not.
that's probably what a criminal. That's part of some criminal charges as well.
Yeah,
Um,
she got brought. Well, she'd be going
but
up big time.
but you also can't bring drugs on the school property as well. Like I think that's a federal issue right there.
Yeah, she's got a few.
So I
She must have woke up, took a couple edibles, and was like, "I'm taking these bugs to school." And no, they found other things that had weed in them. Like she brought like a lunch or something. I don't know. Her whole meal was all edibles.
First of all, the kids that ate it, you know what? Like, they parents need to teach them better because I was taught not to take candy from strangers.
Yeah,
right?
why
Like,
are you just going up there and
so,
just eating stuff off of the teacher's desk?
so,
Hey.
so that's a little bit odd. Like I find that odd. But man, you can't be that. Keep them in your car. Like your dad body. Like I'm assuming she's probably high teaching at this point and probably been high
Yeah,
every
but
day teaching.
I don't know what she had. Definitely was in the zone.
Her ass need to be cut,
Let's see
by the
here.
way.
This one's crazy. A suicidal British woman named Sonia Exelby flew to Florida back in October, hoping to be violently murdered, and days later she was found in a shallow grave. A guy named Dwayne Hall, he was 53, was arrested and charged with the murder. Investigators say that they met on a fetish website 2 years ago,
I read about
and
that.
she wanted to do suicidal bondage. He says, this is the Dwayne guy, goes, she's in a better place now. She got what she wanted. This lady who's on the site found this dude, had been asking him to do these things, flies to Florida. He does those things, and now he's going to jail.
So I did read about that. I think they both
There's some
nasty.
crazy stuff going on that
Like,
the black web. Like, what the hell y'all talking about out there?
I was trying to put that in a positive way, but there ain't nothing positive about that. They
I was
just
like
do some dumb.
positive. What the-
Yeah, they just do some dumb stuff. First and foremost, these websites. How can I go incognito to these websites? Because
It's the black web.
I'm more curious, right? Like because
You better be careful. You get curious out there, you end up on the wrong one, and the FBI tag your stuff.
Nah. Hey, my mama taught me right from wrong.
Hey, sorry, sir. I was just trying to be curious.
Yeah, my mama taught me right from wrong on that one. So that's a bigger problem right there. That's just some nasty stuff. First of all, why would you want to die, right? But again, I like your mental mindset is that deep.
She had it for a few years. Man, I don't know what the thing was. Apparently, a lot of people knew about it because they said she talked about it quite a bit.
I'm
And this
not
didn't
mad
just
at the
happen right
dude.
away. It was a 2 years worth of stuff.
And the dude
Back
fulfilled
and
her
forth, back and
wish.
forth.
And the
So
dude fulfilled.
my guess is she probably told the guy how she felt and probably wasn't 100% there. She was probably like at 65, right? He
Yeah.
talked her to the rest because he was like, "Oh, I can kill somebody and probably get away with it. This would be pretty." Then I can say she wanted to do it. I'm trying to. That's what he was thinking, and he kept telling her these things like, "Oh yeah." And she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna
man.
fly there," and he's like, "Okay."
Oh,
You can
man.
tell by especially if you see his actual picture, you'd be like, "This dude looked like she probably wasn't the first one."
Right. I just think, like those people like that. At the end of the day, I just feel like you shouldn't go to jail. Period. I mean, granted,
You shouldn't?
it's still
Oh, you mean
illegal.
like just
I mean, it's still a criminal act at the end of the day. So I guess I can see that. But if that's
they-
what the lady wished
so
was,
someone asked for it? It's okay. They should not. The person that killed him.
no, it's not.
Oh.
But at the same time, they probably should have been asking for They probably should have been contacting a mental health facility or something like that to try and
She
help
probably
them.
should have. But apparently, her first dial-up was the black web. That's what she went.
I think we're missing the other part though. What the hell they traveled 10,000 miles for? I'm still traveling across the country for this, bro.
She came from Europe.
Yeah, the traveling across country.
Yeah. Just to Florida. I don't know. Maybe she's like, you can get away with it there. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe she said I wanted to be in America, and I have no idea. But I find it strange altogether.
Can we interview her?
Like she couldn't find nobody down the street. She had to come
Yeah,
all the way to America. I don't know.
that's why I'm confused at, right? Like, man, the dark web is real.
That's why they got a
Yeah,
whole ID channel called the Dark Web.
yeah, the dark web is real. That is crazy.
Speaking of
And you,
even crazier, parents Maurice Taylor, 39, and Natalie Brothwell, 48, in Lancaster, California, were just found guilty this past Tuesday on
I
a
saw
crime they committed back in November of 2020. And they received consecutive max life sentences for the murder and decapitation of their two
that.
kids, their
Hmm.
12-year-old son, Maurice, 13-year-old daughter, Malika. Of their 4 kids, while the other 2, 8 and 9-year-old boys, watched. And then they had to remain in the bedrooms with the doors locked with no food where the bodies and the heads were kept at.
I saw that. Yeah, I did see that this week.
What in the
They need to be put in a hospital.
this stuff you be like seeing like, okay, this if you had to come up with a crazy scary movie, like, okay, this
But
stuff is crazy.
but you know
These
what
people
though,
really
like,
doing this.
but you know what though, like you know when we do watch those
Is this
kids,
also just mental, or is this also drug
I don't
infused
think
psychosis?
it's all mental. I think we use mental loosely quite a bit. I really don't think it's all mental. I think it has a combination. Some of it is drugs, and some of it's just some sick people out there, man. Right?
Yeah.
I'm like some of it gets a some people get a rouse off of that. You know what I mean? Like off of killing, right? It's
Yeah.
like some people that's what they enjoy
That's what's
doing.
on those fetish
Um,
websites on the black web.
yeah, see, see. So, no, I don't think I don't. I just think that's just mind blowing to me. Um, First of all, that you want to even consider killing your kid, let alone decapitating them and making the others watch or sit in there and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like, hey, it's traumatizing. Now those 2 kids are going to grow up because they, from what I
Yeah.
read, they weren't hurt or anything,
Nope.
right? So those 2 kids are going to grow up mentally that like, and that's how the cycle just continues. So who knows what's
Yeah,
going to
I
go through
agree.
their head growing up, right? So no, it's unfortunate those kids had to experience that. No kid should experience that, but if you don't want to be a parent, don't lay up and have the kid, period, right?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, that's just my 2 cents to it. But that's
Or
crazy. That's crazy.
yeah.
Before you get into your questions, we got to talk politics. I just think
I
it's
was gonna go
important.
one more question in.
Go ahead.
The Epstein files, they have dropped. They are
Oh, that's
officially out.
that's running us into politics. So we're
I
in
know
good
all
shape.
30,000 emails. Good
No,
gosh.
he signed it, but it's not officially out yet.
Well,
Um,
somebody leaked 30,000 of them.
they have time to actually release them to the public. They don't know when they're going to be released. I am very curious. Now, here's the thing: it was the Epstein files was something I never followed. By the way, I just want to call it out. I think I've become more curious over the last few months, because it's just been topic of conversations. And the more you dig, it sounds like that it's just been a lot of high, powerful people that was involved in P. Diddy, or worse, from what it sounds like,
Way
right?
worse than P. Diddy.
Because P. Diddy was legal age, where these people are
Yeah.
illegal. These are kids. So I'm really curious what's going to come, but I also think that the documents are going to be fabricated. I don't think that they're going to release the truth,
The real ones.
only because
Somebody got the real ones.
yeah, the real ones are out there. The real ones will be.
You know what's gonna happen? There's gonna be a movie. There's a movie gonna be coming out soon. It's gonna be called not the Epstein Files, but it's gonna be called something similar. It's gonna
That's
be about
gonna speak the truth. Yeah,
It's gonna be
yeah, I
about
can see
how it's gonna be on Netflix. Watch.
I can see that.
Be like
Yeah,
they're gonna call it something different. It'll be out. It's
yeah,
gonna be out
I
in the
can see
next
that.
3. It might be out after Trump's out, so they think they actually release it.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely see that. There's no doubt about it.
The truth
Um,
behind
I-
the Epstein Files.
I'm really curious what's going to come out over the next couple of weeks, because I thought it was odd that
You know how people want to like psych you out and be like, you don't want to know what it's about. It's gonna shut our whole government down.
the hell, government was just shut down, right? And then we came back and we just defunded the education. So let's just shut the hell up over that right there. So I think what drives me crazy about it is that it's like Trump, tweeted, investigate the Democrats in the Epstein file. Then all of a sudden we passed the law, right? So that just tells me right there, hey, they fabricated these files that's going to come out. He ain't going to be mentioned in those files whatsoever. So that's the funny part, right? I just thought that was crazy.
I really think Epstein's brother has some copies. There's no way he wouldn't have left a file somewhere where his family or somebody else knows where they are.
I think so too. I think that he
As smart
should speak.
as much detailed as he had as these files, he had to hide them other places.
Yeah.
Just like Diddy had his
I
hidden.
agree.
That's why they couldn't find him.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do think that there's more data out there. I think the brother's just hush hush right now because he could also be involved, which means he's in trouble, right? So I think that's why he don't want to release the truth at this moment. But it should be interesting coming out in the next couple of weeks.
We shall see.
Staying in politics, there's two topics. I was just talking about defunding education and stuff like that. This week. The government decided to make a lot of medical fields not professional educations, right? And I was gonna cut Trump tonight, but I'm tired of cutting him, right? So but I think what's crazy about it is that that essentially means that you can't afford to go and be a nurse now, right? Or a practitioner or those other things, because the highest student loan you could possibly get is, I think it's up to $20,000 or something like that, right? What the hell are we doing? It's my first question, because I think nurses are more important than doctors, if you ask me, because I think I spend more time with my damn nurse than I do my doctor. My doctor just comes in with the final checkup and say, "You good?" Right? Where my nurse is asking all of those intangible questions and things like that, right? And whatnot. Also drawing the blood. I ain't never seen a doctor draw blood from me. So as I'm sitting back thinking about this stuff, right? What the hell? And then I heard whatever that spokesperson girl name, she was talking about, well, we were just closed for 40 some days, and that just proved that we don't need education, right? It's really easy for people of money to take away things that people that don't have the money to do. But I just think it's just mind blowing to me, because they don't think through stuff, right? They don't think about the impacts of stuff. They don't think about the people's.
I think they do think about it. They just don't care. They think about it. They just don't care.
Because they can't come down to this level, right? And I think, as we go into this next presidency, I think it's important that the people actually, I think they need to really look at the president's candidates. Don't vote Republican or Democrat. Don't vote independent. But you need to look at these candidates, and you need to look at their background, their history, because again, they can't help you if they've never been broke. People, right? Like if their definition of being broke is $5 million, and your definition of being broke is zero, that's a big gap. Right. So there's no way that those people can help under any circumstances. Right. So, I just think I think it's going to be tough times in the medical field coming up here, because the impacts to people trying to get nursing degrees and stuff is going to kill us. Right. And it's just going to hurt us in the long run, because then we're going to have that shortage of nurses. Due to the fact that we couldn't have any money and stuff, which is going to shorten hospitals, which is going to shorten doctors' offices, and things like that. So I just think it's going to be crazy watching how this process actually works. I think when I first read it, I actually asked my wife, I was like, what exactly does that mean? Does that mean you don't have to have a degree no more? Because now all of a sudden I need to go and interview my nurses saying, hey, have you ever did this before? Right?
Anybody can be a nurse now.
Exactly, right? So I thought that was crazy. So no, I just think it's mind blowing to me when I listen to that and I'm seeing what's happening with our education system. We already don't have the best education system in the world. Today, I think we're ranked one of the worst countries in the world when it comes to education, and now we're just making it harder and harder and harder for people to get jobs that are needed, right? And I
Do
just
you
think that's
do you
crazy.
ever wonder these people sitting there listening to what he says and just be like, that is the dumbest thing you've said. Like, we can't do this.
I do.
Then everybody's
I
like,
do.
all right, we're gonna do it. Let's go ahead and do it. And then you got to go in
Like,
there and be like, yes, guys, this is what we're gonna do. This is our initiative. This is what we
yeah,
like to do. Blah blah blah. Like,
yeah, I
I
do.
want to be like, I want to be someone that go and sit in there and be like, listen, man, nah, that ain't gonna work. And then you
They
go out
don't
there and
tell.
you're like,
They don't tell them no, because if they tell them no, they turn into Margie Taylor Greene.
you're fired.
Yeah, they don't tell them no, because as soon as they tell them no, they turn into Margie Taylor Greene, right? Like, she ended up resigning
But my guy
on
just be
Friday.
firing everybody.
Yeah, he
You
just
don't
fired
you
him for
don't
no
get along with
reason.
me, you're fired.
Yeah, that's how it works.
You
If
don't
you
do what
don't
I
do
do,
it,
you're fired.
yeah, that's a bully, man. I don't like
Yep.
bullies, but I just think it's dumb.
Oof.
Jenny and my nursing people know I got your back. I also looked at it, and I also looked at it as well, and I realized all of the areas that he did cut was all women positions. It when or where it's predominantly women's driven. So I just found, I looked at that and I noticed that immediately as well. And it sucks because there's nothing we can do. There's no petitions or anything like that we can do
Breaking news.
to what you call it. So I thought that was crazy.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
Portland State just fired their head coach.
Did they really? I knew it was coming because I saw that it was in the process. Here's the thing: no one goes and watch Portland State football. First of all, before you do anything, build yourself a new stadium. Build yourself a college stadium, right? Make people want to come watch you. Period.
Yeah.
But I knew that was going to happen, right? Like, no one watches Portland State. One day I drove by and I saw they was having a tailgate. I said, "What the hell's going on over there?" Somebody like the game was going on. I was like, "Oh, they tailgate."
just hanging out downtown tailgate.
Oh man, yeah. Well, what we got?
All right, here's my question: what sport would be the funniest if you added mandatory amount of alcohol to it?
Baseball.
Baseball.
It would actually probably be worth watching.
Yeah, I can see that. Try to hit the ball and miss it and falling over, or almost like the game when you got to spin around in circles anyway, and then try to hit it off the tee.
Yeah, you had to hit it off the tee. So imagine.
And then you got to run to the base. Yeah,
baseball. Okay. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Jenny, nobody watched lacrosse, by the way.
Funniest sport, lacrosse. People get messed up with them things.
Them damn balls are hard though.
I don't know what would be funny sport.
I'm telling you, baseball.
Bicycling. But then they'll get a DUI. So I guess that wouldn't be that fun. That wouldn't be that fun. Baseball would win.
They already drive drunk anyways when they're on them damn bicycles. How you gonna sit there and say that's gonna be even funnier? They already driving like they ain't got no sense on them bicycles, man.
Let's see here. No, I don't do that. Let's see here. If you could pick a new skill in an instant, what would it be and why?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. You know what's funny is I just asked myself a couple weeks ago, what's new I want to learn. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I told myself that a couple weeks ago too, and I wrote it down too. So I actually do need to figure out something new.
Yeah. I would like to draw, like actually draw good, not stick figures.
What's your why?
Why would I want to draw?
Yeah,
because I like to write. I would like to be able to put the actual visuals to my words. Because I do a lot of poetry and a lot of writing and things, and so if I could actually draw the stuff, then I don't need to have chat help me out with the picture.
Dude, I got an idea. We can
Was it gonna take a
have
paint class
we can have
competition?
no. I thought about that, but we can have a poetry paint day. So one day you read the poetry and I sit there and paint what you're reading.
Oh wow, this is gonna be interesting.
Oh, I know I'm gonna mess it up, by the way. I'm fully aware. But I just I know
I'm
I'm
down.
gonna
Let's
mess
do
it
it.
up. But I think it'd be sweet because I just so you can be like, what the hell is that? Because I'm a poor painter. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I got one more. A couple more. If animals had jobs, what job would your pet have?
The one that's getting ready to die?
That's
Or
your pet?
or when he was younger.
As is.
Oh, we doing as is, huh? Shit, he can't protect the house, so that ain't the day. At the end of the day, what he do now?
Like if he
Nothing.
had like a real job, like what would his job be if you had to put him in a
He
real world
blind.
job?
If it's as is, shit, what he gonna do? He can't see.
You gotta give him a job.
Motherfucker running into walls and stuff in my
You
house.
gotta give him a job.
He can't see. I can't give him a job if he can't see. That's
Hey.
all that.
If Stevie can't see, he still got a job.
I have him vacuum. At least if he hits the wall, he know where he at.
You got him cleaning with this vacuum in the house. Shoot.
Just have him cleaning, bro. You said as is. I can't do nothing as is. He can't see right now.
Shoot, this dude. What kind of job would this guy? Cash would probably be working at like a 7-Eleven or something. No, you know what he'd be with? He'd be in the mystery machine with Scooby and all them. That's what he'd be doing.
Why are you
eating
working?
Scooby snacks all day? That's his job, chasing ghosts. That's all he'd be doing is chasing ghosts.
Hey, when your dog go, hey, if your dog ever go blind, you may think they looking at ghosts because mine be sitting there looking in the air like this.
That's
like I be waking up sometimes and he be like this.
Just staring.
I'd be like, hey bro, you good? And now he can't see, he can't hear. So all of a sudden, like, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's a bigger problem, bro. That's a bigger problem.
But no, if he had a real job, I don't know, be in construction or something.
You're gonna put your dog to work, man. That's what I like to hear.
Working in construction.
Put him to work.
That's what they're gonna do. Last one. Is time truly wasted if you enjoy wasting it?
No, it's not. Easy question.
People saying you're wasting your time.
People do say that you're wasting your time, but time is what you make it.
Yeah.
24 hours is going to go with or without you, right? It doesn't matter, right? Time is going to move. It's what you make it, right? So some people may say you're wasting your time. That may be a waste to them, but to you, it could be you're living your life, right?
Isn't it weird how your mind goes? Like some things go way quick and then some things take forever, but it's all at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to talk about that.
Yeah. Some things you can, at the end of the day, if you're doing what you enjoy and it's your choice, it's not wasting time. Now, what you enjoy doing and what I enjoy doing may be different. So it may be a waste of time to me, right? But not necessarily to you, right?
Yeah,
so
I agree.
I think the best thing you can do is just live your life, right? Like you got too many people that's trying to live other people's lives for them. No, live yours. I think that's important. Very important. That's a great question, man. You do. You only got one. And trust me, I was watching a video today about the 90s. And they were showing all of the old cool 90s stuff. And I was like, yeah, I kind of miss those days. I was a kid, but I miss those days, right? Like, you kind of miss being outside, right? Like just stuff like that. Like you don't get that no more because everybody's just so hip to their phones. Remember
Yeah,
getting
it's true.
phone number? You remember getting phone numbers and you couldn't call them till you got home? Like
In the black book,
you couldn't call them till you
gotta
got
put my
home,
numbers in the black
or
book.
or
You had
or
to have
yeah,
first name with the number.
yeah. Then pagers
And
came
could
along, and then all of a sudden you had codes and stuff. Like, I
you
mean,
had to start memorizing all the numbers in case you was out.
yeah.
You had to call from the
Like,
payphone.
like I was sitting there thinking about like the video games, right? Because that was the clip that I was watching today. They was talking about. You remember you used to get the cartridges in a Nintendo, and you
Hmm.
just blow in it and it magically worked. What was the
There was
purpose?
no
But
point.
more important,
There was no point. There was no point to it. It didn't do anything.
but it always worked, right?
Your
Think
cousin
about it
always
though. But
spit all up in it. You like, man, you ruined the game. You spit all up in the. We just got the game.
I, I remember we put alcohol on it one time to get it.
Yeah.
But then
we don't know. It wasn't doing anything. We don't know what we was doing. We was just messing
but
around.
what was crazy was that when we did it, it worked, right? So we believed that was the fix to it. If you think
It was
about
like,
it,
damn, we
right?
got all these kids blowing on these cartridges all day long. Nothing was better
Uh,
than that Nintendo when you had the running pad. Man, we had the
yeah,
track and field
yeah,
game
yeah, the jump and stuff.
on
Yeah,
that big old pad and then all day long.
kids,
And
kids will
that's what
never
we was
know what
doing.
that is, man. Kids will never know what that is.
So that was the virtual before the virtual.
That
So
was,
you was really sweating it up. We had to jump and all that for
but
real.
you know what though? Not only did you have to jump, but you had to land perfectly on the pad, right?
Yeah.
So keep that in mind too.
Yeah, that game was really having you work out. Like
Oh man,
we thought we was
yeah.
really in track.
I thought I was, man. I thought I was good. Yeah. Then
On
all
that
of a sudden,
big old box screen floor TV
I started playing Mortal
on
Kombat.
the
Start
swivel.
up, down, right, left, back, forward, and you just,
That's
like,
Contra.
yeah, just think
That's
about all
Contra.
of that
Up,
stuff.
down, left, right, BA, select, start. I had to get my 99 man. That's the only way I was winning.
To write that stuff down, man. That's the crazy part. But
I can't believe I just had that in my head like that. But that's how.
it's yeah, those are things that you just don't forget, right? Like, and it's awesome time. Any closing remarks before we
Before
cut
I
somebody?
break my damn computer. Good
Before we
gosh.
cut somebody?
No, I'm good. Who am I cutting today? I don't know who I'm cutting today.
Who you cutting?
I'm not cutting anybody.
What?
Now,
You had a
last
good.
week it was my Lions were going to get cut because of that game they had. How horrible that was on offense. If they would have lost this game today, they definitely would have got cut. They definitely would have. But nah, no, I don't got anybody cut today.
You know what? I gotta cut Margie Taylor Green. I gotta cut her. First and foremost, like, I was actually starting to like her a little bit because she started talking with some common sense, and then she resigned. Right? Like, that's why you're cut. You're cut for resigning, right? Because that just tells me that you just gotta, like when you were on that guy's side, you were all in, right? And all of a sudden, that guy have X you out, and you don't want to be on the other side of the fence where you have to fight for what you want, and you choose the coward move of resigning. So your ass is definitely cut because I'm not happy about the resignation, especially when you started talking common sense. Oh yeah, I ain't slap her. I don't know where that came from. If anything, you should have.
Well, I wasn't going to shoot her, so I just. I thought that was a safer one to do.
Yeah, but people have a great.
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving's coming up. We didn't even talk about what we're thankful for, by the way. But
what
thankful
are
for a
you
lot of
thankful
things.
for? What are you thankful for, bro? Go ahead.
I am thankful for the things that have been given to me. I'm thankful for my family, my friends, my kids. I'm thankful for my life. God has given me. That's what I'm really thankful for. You.
All the same, man. I'm just like I think Thanksgiving are times to reflect, right? And I typically do reflect, but I'm super blessed, like for everything, whether it's been good, every obstacle, everything that has transpired in my life. I just like the friends, the family, the laughs, like being able to travel, just all of those things that I'm not gonna say we take it for granted, but we don't appreciate it in the moment. um, I'm just thankful for that stuff right there. And I think, um, and I think, like as we continue to grow, I think we just need to enjoy those moments a little bit more, right? Like, because you just never know. Like, you talk about it afterwards. So when you talk about it, you're like, man, it was so much fun, right? But just being in that moment, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think you just got to enjoy those a lot more, because you never know, what can happen to you in that moment. So, definitely thank God for the life that He's provided, and He'll continue to provide for us. So that's where I'm at with it.
That's where we're at with it. Hey guys, also record album releases this Wednesday. Wasted Off the Memories on all platforms at 12 o'clock on a Thanksgiving Eve. We will have the album. Yeah, Big Mo. Platinum Cash produced Wasted Off the Memories. Actually, we might have a record release party too this Wednesday. I was just asked about it. So
I ain't got nothing to say, chat. We gonna end on that right there.
they said it for you. Thank
I
y'all
like
for
the
listening.
name. I like the name, Wasted on
Hey,
Memories.
we want to thank y'all for listening tonight. Please subscribe and share if you fell in the vibe. Hope our topic of discussion got you thinking right. We do this for y'all every Sunday night.
We out.